Hello, welcome to my den. I'm Tobin. Here today, kind of put a recap, a touch up on my last video from the den, and that was about the three-piece tech. Today I want to talk about that for a moment and use it to lead into the one-piece tech. Yes, Virginia, there's a one-piece tech. Let's take a step back. What makes a tech? Tech. It's not the top cap. It's not the handle. Way too many of both of those. What makes a tech is the closed comb, or the straight bar, whatever you want to call it. A straight bar versus combs, teeth. Got a short bar and a long bar here. These are two of my absolute favorite open comb razors, both made by Gillette. In the very beginning, the old type, when Gillette started making razors, it was open comb. Gillette stopped making open combs about 1945. Today we have what we call the old type. That led into the new improved, which led to the Goodwill, which then led to the new. Gillette's making all these changes with name and appearance for one reason, and really one reason only: patents. It's all about keeping the competition off of their razor. That's what it's all about. Just like today with what you see with the cartridges, the swiveling head, the everything, right? I'm waiting for a razor to also be a cell phone, or for a cell phone to be a razor. I patent that, by the way. So, straight bar, straight bar, straight bar, straight bar. That's what makes a tech a tech. If it has an open comb, it's not a tech. There's a couple of great examples with the new. I don't have them. They're hard to find. There's a new, that's, the line of the razor is called the new. There's a new that was sold with this handle right here, and I'm going to attach photos up here in the top right, that has open comb. There's also a new that has a handle that looks extremely like this, but it's thinner and just a little bit longer. I know there's debate out there whether or not the Gillette razor that Gillette put out overseas, whether or not that's a tech. It's not a tech. A tech is a straight bar. Just like my metaphor, my console. This is the Ascension Select by Phoenix Artisan. If you ask any of these guys, just like Timeless, how much more expensive it is to manufacture these, how much more time consuming, they'll tell you. And you can see it in the pricing. This Timeless, you can get your Timeless razor in an open comb, a scallop. Timeless gives you a lot of options on how to build a razor. But one thing that's always going to cost you more when you go to Timeless's website is the open comb, and that's because of the amount of time and effort that goes into making that open comb. Gillette came out with the tech for two reasons: patents, and it was cheaper to produce. And because of that, like everything else Gillette had done, they had to come up with a name, something catchy, something gimmicky, something flashy, something that would stick. People had always been using these open combs. People don't like changes. Gillette knows that, and so they know they have to market it to the people in order to keep the consumer hooked on this product, because it's a huge change. You're going all from just open comb and open comb only to all of a sudden putting this out. There's a lot of people, I guarantee you, I've never read anything about it, but I guarantee you there's a lot of people who turn their nose up at it, that just full on poo-pooed the straight bar. You know, it's debatable whether or not you get a better shave with it or not, or a closer shave. You know, that's all, your mileage may vary type thing. Two things that cannot be argued. Patent is why they made this, and because it was cheaper to produce. So with that being said, it's not the handle, it's not the top cap, it's whether or not it's a straight bar. All straight bars are not techs. Hold still. But all techs are straight bars. Okay, let me say that again because I kind of goofed my punchline. All straight bars, all closed combs are not techs. But all techs are straight bars. Gillette, you know, you've probably heard of the Senator and some of the other open comb one-piece razors. Prior to 1940, Gillette had one-piece razors. They were all open comb. In 1940, Gillette came out with, put the pictures right here, the Milord Tech and the Milady Tech. All the way up until about the end of 46, we see that word tech being used. Whether it's the 41 Aristocrat Tech, the 46 Aristocrat Tech, the Regent Tech, there's others, I'll include pictures. If you go to MrRazor.com or a couple of other places that I can put in the description, you will see, even in my own collection here, on the instructions or on the book or on the box, inside the box, on the back of the box, somewhere Gillette is calling it a one-piece tech razor. And that is to signify the straight bar. Because until 1945, Gillette was still making open combs. They had to make both at the same time because you can't just pull the open comb off and then get backlash from the consumer. And if they were to have done that, it probably wouldn't have went as well as it did. Which is why, if you look, you'll see that the razors that Gillette gave to the GIs during World War II were all techs. That was strategic. One, yes, they were cheaper. But two, Gillette knew that if you gave these guys this razor while they're in Europe or while they're in the Pacific, that when they come back home to the mainland, they'll still use their tech. That's exactly what they did. And so that's why you see by the end of the war, or just after the end of the war, Gillette is no longer using the word tech. The last time I can find the word tech used is 47. And that's because at that time, Gillette starts using the word super speed. And then that led us into the trio, which led us into the adjustables. So tech was just a gimmick. It was just a name to sell their product. All straight bars today are not techs, but all techs were straight bars. Yes, I've heard the controversies. Yes, I've heard the arguments. I've seen the photos. Those are all razors worth owning and putting in your collection. Just because it has a tech handle, but an open comb, doesn't make it a tech. Just because it says Gillette on the head, doesn't make it a tech. It has to have a straight bar or it's not a tech. That's not my rules. It's Gillette's. All right, now that I've ruffled some tail feathers, let's talk about the 1941 Ranger Tech, the 1946 Ranger Tech, and then I'll contrast and compare that with my 46 Super Speed and my 54 Super Speed. Just before the war, Gillette was producing the Milord, the Milady, the Regent, and the Ranger. All one piece, all with the name Tech. World War II hits, Gillette almost immediately produces or eliminates production of these razors. They take more time to make. These can just be stamped out, a whole lot easier to make. So, the Ranger Tech. Here, I have my 46, 47, super speed, or what would become, it's the super speed. You see this one here is a straight bar. The main difference between these two razors, I'll attach photos, is right here, guys. You see this one here has a straight patch with no knurling, and then this one is all knurling, and the same pattern of knurling, very tight knurling, going all the way down the handle. This Ranger Tech has that same tight knurling, but then a smooth band here. On the smooth band, the 41 says patent on package. Okay, so the patent is on the package. There was a time when Gillette was putting the patent on the razor, which is probably, yeah, of course, my open comes right here. It's from the 30s, they have it on there. I'll put a picture of that there too. In 46, it didn't have the patent on package. So the 41 has it, the 46 does not. The 41 did not have end caps. 46 does have end caps. Now those of you who know me have seen my eBay or Etsy store or what I put on Instagram, you know that I take off end caps and I put on end caps and I restore razors and take them apart. My Ranger Tech has end caps, but it also has the patent on package. See the end caps? I didn't put those on there, I promise you. Now that doesn't mean that someone else didn't put them on there either, aftermarket. I'm sure a lot of people at one point or another could have done that. So that's one thing that could have happened to my razor to make it an anomaly, because a 41 should not have end caps. There's another thing that could have happened. The war hit in 41 and they were producing this style of handle. This handle was thrown on the shelf. And then in 46, after the war, when they started producing these again, they slapped on the end caps to make it like all the other ones that they're sending to the store, knowing that most consumers would never notice or even care about the writing right here. That's the only difference between the 41 and the 46. End caps, and then the stamp of patent on package. Same head, everything else is exactly the same. So mine is an anomaly. And why? I don't know. But it does go to show that there can be differences with all these razors, whether it's done by someone aftermarket or it was Gillette. I've even seen razors, new old stock, still in a package that were completely just wrong. So with that being said, the 46 Ranger Tech is when Gillette is trying to pull away from that Tech name and starts using the super speed. So they go with the tight knurling all the way down the handle, and the head is exactly the same. It's the same dimensions, same gap, same exposure, and same angle. The exact same head. I've measured it myself. 0.25 blade gap. These are the exact same head. Only difference is here. 46 to about July of 47, I'm going to attach in the description Matt's SAR6 Ranger Tech video, and I'll attach Matt's 40s Super Speed video. 46 to July of 47, it's the straight bar. And it was coming in those cardboard boxes like the one I have for this razor. Then somewhere in the middle to late of 47, Gillette starts coming out with the dispenser. And the whole super speed idea is in full swing. This is all in an effort to get you to use more blades, to make changing blades easier so that Gillette can make more money off of the virtually free razor that they just gave you. So here we have the notches. This is a 54. The 54 and the 46 are exactly the same, with the exception of straight center bar, no notches. notches on the center bar. And I'll attach a photo to you showing you that. You can see how it notches in right here on the center bar. This one doesn't. (1951) is the first year that they started doing the date codes again. So from 46 to 50, there's no date code. The only way to know that you have a 46 to early 47 is the straight bar. If you have one that doesn't have a date code, but has the notches, that means it's somewhere late 47 to 1950. And then in 1951, they started doing the date code. The last year that they made the 40 style super speed was 1954. That was the same year that they came out with the flare tip. 54, 54. So, hope I structured this better. I hope I made it a little easier for you guys to understand the differences with the 40 super speed. There's a lot of people mistake the Ranger Tech as this. If it has this clear band of knurling, it's a Ranger Tech, whether it has writing on it or not. The 41 shouldn't have end caps. The 41 should have writing on the knurling. 46 does not. I know, it's all confusing. I'm probably not doing the best job of describing it. This is a Pandora's box though, and I know not too many people have attempted to tackle it. And so I'm trying to do, you know, my due diligence. It's a straight bar, it's vintage, it's Gillette, it's a Tech. One last time, for good measure, not all straight bars are Techs, but all Techs are straight bars. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Shoot me a message on Instagram, send me your pictures on Instagram, I'd love to see it. But don't just take my word for it, research it. I got into doing this years ago, and I love history, and I love wet shaving, and so I can spend hours just researching razors every day. And I don't mean watching YouTube videos, because guys, let's face it, YouTube really isn't that reliable. And I know you're watching my video, and I've likely made mistakes, I don't know. I'm just trying to share my experiences, what I've learned with you. And if you look at Mr. Razor, or if you contact Matt Pisarcik, or, you know, just don't take my word for it. Something I always tell my kids, don't take my word for it. Seek out the information yourself. If there's any doubt, you know, in what I'm saying. But there isn't. Straight bar is a Tech. Open comb is not a Tech. Okay? It's really, it's that simple. There's no controversy. There's just, these aren't my rules. They're Gillette's rules, and actually they're Jack Gazeman's rules, because Jack was the guy who was behind all this. Jack Gazeman, the original owner of Autostrop. So I think I've rambled enough incoherent ramblings. You'll have a great 4th of July. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Until next time.